Hey, what's up guys, eRivera94 back with another action figure review. Today we are looking at the Hasbro 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm. This is Star Wars The Black Series, The Clone Wars OBI WAN KENOBI. And this is a release I have been super excited for. It is not only just this release, but the other three figures released in this set. These are Target exclusives. It's not a traditional wave. They're kind of single releases, but they released them all at the same time. So we get Obi-Wan Kenobi, which we see right here. We get Anakin Skywalker. We get a clone pilot Hawk. And then we get the ARC Trooper Echo. Super excited for these releases, because this is the first time we're getting a Clone Wars design of Obi-Wan Kenobi. A exact design of what he actually looked like on the show. We did get the Clone Commander Obi-Wan Kenobi, which was a Walgreens exclusive, but it was not accurate to any way it looked like on the show. It was just a clone trooper body with a Obi-Wan head on top. Now we're actually getting an actual animated series design for Black Series. On top of all that, as you can see, we have these coming in this classic Clone Wars package art, which is the design they used when they first released the first Clone Wars figures in 3 3/4 inch scale, back when the Clone Wars was out, coming out on TV, and Hasbro was making 3 3/4 inch figures for that series. But to kind of pay tribute to that, they did it in 6-inch form, which makes me very happy. I'm a big fan of the Black Series 6-inch line, and I am a big fan of the Clone Wars. And when I saw this announced, I was all in for it. As you see the front of the box, got the nice clamshell box art. There's the side. Here's the other side, which shows the animated image of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then on the back side, instead of showing like a whole wave, because it's not a wave, it's a single release, along with other single releases, it just shows the timeline of Star Wars on the back side, and it really emphasizes the Clone Wars right here, since that's what the figure is based off of. So it's going to pain me real badly to open this figure, because this is the type of figure that you really would love to collect mint on card. But I do want to play with the figure. I do want to open it up and see what it's all about, so we got to crack it open to do so. So let's get right into it. So as I stated before, this is a Target exclusive, and I do have my issues with that, because something as popular as the Clone Wars should not be an exclusive to a store. For whatever reason, Hasbro has been releasing Clone Wars figures as store exclusives. We did get that wave of Clone Wars Season 7 figures for Walmart exclusives, and I mean, that thing just... it bothered me a lot, because it's so difficult to get the figures when they're store exclusive, no matter if they put it up for pre-order or not, because they put it up and it sells out within minutes. Or you get a pre-order in and then it gets canceled. There's always issues when it comes to this stuff. Hasbro, if you're listening, if you're watching, you guys know how popular Clone Wars is, and it would benefit everyone as a whole, you guys included, if it was released as a normal release and make it more widely available. I don't know if it's some licensing issues or what, but it seems like they're stuck with making Clone Wars figures as exclusives to stores. Now, I'm going to finish this rant in a second. At the end of the day, I am truly happy that we are getting these figures in general. So the fact that we're getting this release of Clone Wars figures for Target, I am grateful for that. So here it is. We have it. Let's check it out. First up here is a close look at our Obi-Wan Kenobi. You can see that even though this is from the animated Clone Wars series, they still gave us a more realistic likeness to the face sculpt, and that is, of course, to have him displayed within all of your figures. You know, you can display him next to your Episode 3, Episode 4, your movie figures, and your TV show figures, all alike. And they could all look good together, all lifelike. So if this was an animated head sculpt, it would look weird next to a realistic looking Anakin, or, clone trooper that was unmasked, or anyone, Makes sense. I see why they do it. Now, with that being said, I do wish it would be cool if we had an extra head sculpt, Give us an animated head sculpt that looks just like the animation. How cool would it be if we had a head sculpt that looked like that? And then we could have this head sculpt as an option. So we could have 2 Obi-Wan Kenobi head sculpts, and you could swap and have it displayed the way you would like. So you could technically have a little animated display, or you can have a more realistic display. We are already paying $24.99 for these figures, so on top of it being $5 more, he doesn't really come with much. I know it's an all new sculpt, all new packaging, maybe that's where the extra $5 are going to, and I understand that, but it would be cool to get an alternate head that was animated as well. Anyways, let's proceed. Here is the torso of the figure. We can see some really nice texture to the outfit, looks good. The paint is pretty good, I can't complain. Here's the clone armor. Pretty plain on that side, but on the other side we do get the logo on that shoulder pauldron. That looks cool. Down to the legs, he is sporting the new clone trooper arms and legs, so he's got the new articulation on those, which is cool. There's the back. Pretty clean overall, I'm digging it. You can see the peg hole on the waist for his lightsaber hilt, which is the only accessory that he comes with is of course the blue lightsaber. So there is the lightsaber hilt, which Hasbro always does a great job in painting the hilts as accurate as possible. There is the lightsaber itself, and of course that is removable, so you could just put the hilt on the waist with the peg that is on the end of the hilt, and there you go. Now you get this look right here. You can display him with the lightsaber holstered onto his waist if you don't want him holding it, and of course just reattach the blade if you want him to hold it. And that should grip fine in his hand. Looks like he's got two gripping hands. His right hand right there almost looks like he has a trigger finger too. So maybe if you have a blaster rifle somewhere, he could probably hold it. Although he doesn't really use that on the show. So there's that. But you can see there he holds it just fine and pretty tight and firmly. So that's good to see. And you can have both hands holding the hilt at the same time right there. It's also worth mentioning this figure has a pretty strong new plastic smell to it when you open them from the box, and it smells really good, to be honest. Alright, so for the articulation of the figure, the head is on a nice barbell peg, and the neck is also articulated, so the movement for the head is very good. Check this out right here. So he can move his head like that, left and right. He can look up and he can look down. He can do some nice head tilts, get that nice side glance. Very natural looking head articulation, or head positions or postures, however you want to word that. You could do it pretty well with this articulation for the neck and head. The arms are going to go forward. He's got this soft plastic for his torso piece. It does get a little bit in the way when you're moving the arms forward, but it's not completely terrible. So it's good. I don't mind it at all. It looks, so it goes up, it goes down. The arms, the shoulders have these soft plastic shoulder pads, so they're gonna kind of bend when you move these things out. So you gotta watch out, because you know that's gonna probably stress the plastic and probably warp it. So I don't know if you want to kind of pull it out or untuck it and then do this. You could do that, and that looks a little bit better and more natural. And then just tuck that thing back in. Or maybe they're supposed to be sticking out. I don't know. But I'm going to just go ahead and tuck it back in, because it looks a little better like that. The arms don't have bicep swivels. The shoulders have butterfly joints. They're very tight though. So you're really not going to move them too much. And we get these single jointed elbows. So if you have any of the clones or the new stormtroopers, you know this is the nice deep single jointed elbow, which I do like. It swivels left and right, but you do got to be careful with it, because if you go too hard, it's going to snap that little plastic piece right there on the elbow. It does swivel at the elbow. We get a swivel at the wrist with a side hinge on the right hand and a regular hinge on the left hand. No diaphragm joint, no ab crunch. We do get the waist swivel left and right, and it is that ball joint for the waist, so you can do the hula hoop right here just fine, forward and back. Legs, we got the soft plastic here, so he can kick forward, but of course that's going to kind of get in the way, and that plastic will stress over time, probably warp, so you don't want to position like that for too long. Legs do go in and out pretty far. We get the thigh swivel, and we get a single jointed knee that bends just as much as a double jointed knee. We get the swivel at the knee. We have an ankle hinge at the ankle, at the foot, and we have the ankle rocker, but there is no swivel at the foot. So the first comparison is of course going to be next to the Walgreens exclusive Clone Commander OBI WAN Kenobi. And again, another kind of Clone Wars related figure, another store exclusive. So what's the deal with that, you know? Anyway, they look pretty cool together. I like both versions, but clearly this is the more accurate version if you want to reincarnate the animated series look in action figure form. Also worth noting, they actually have the same head sculpt, completely the same, but painted very differently, so they look kind of different. This one does look more realistic because of the paint job on that same exact head sculpt. There he is next to Commander Cody, and this is the more recent release from the Archive wave. Up next, we have him next to the Captain Rex, which still holds up as being one of the best Black Series figures made. Up next, we have Clone Commander Wolf. And then just to see how he stacks up next to a Marvel Legend, since I recently reviewed the Disney Plus Marvel Legends wave, here he is next to the US agent John Walker. And I did get some requests in the comment section to see him with a shield, with the Captain America shield, so here you go. So yeah, overall, this is a very dope release, and a perfect addition to anyone's collection if you're a big fan of the Clone Wars or Star Wars in general. Now, he is a little bit on the light side, no pun intended, when it comes to accessories. He doesn't come with much, only the lightsaber hilt. For 25 bucks, like I mentioned before, I really wish we would have gotten an alternate head, and give us an alternate hand or set of hands. I want a force-wielding hand, something that I can pose him with this lightsaber and make a real cool, action pose. A different posing hand instead of a double gripping hand for both hands would have been a nice addition for this release. Aside from that, super awesome release. I do highly recommend it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video review. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Stay tuned for more reviews from this series of Clone Wars figures, and as always, take care. Have a great day. Bye.
That's crispy.